Hi everyone, welcome to this session and things that we are going to learn in this session. The flow of the session will be first I'll take up grammar, followed by vocabulary, and then we are going to interact. Firstly, we should be knowing these 5 steps that have made everyone fluent in a community of 1000 plus people, and the community is growing by leaps and bounds. What are the steps that jobless people took that gives them a job now? What are the steps that homemakers took? They have become very, very comfortable. What are the steps that a person who was asking for a promotion got promoted? Correct. What did he or she follow? First, all the videos are already available in the app. You can learn from the app. Correct. Second, live sessions are for practice where I'm going to train you on grammar, vocabulary, interaction. Third, vocabulary. Feel free to make vocabulary notes. Fourth, interaction with only and only 3 to 4 people. That is going to make things very, very easy for you. And last but not the least, after the live class, the next day you get a video assignment. You are going to record and upload your video where you're going to get a personal feedback. And this is how you're going to become absolutely fluent in the language of English. So the tense that we are going to focus on today is present perfect tense. So before knowing this tense, we should know the sentence, basic sentence structuring that is going to make us comfortable and confident. I always say before becoming, confident, you have to become comfortable. Everyone is in the race of becoming confident in English, confident in English. You will become confident only when you cross the first step, that is to become comfortable. And that comfort you will get when you frame short and simple sentences. So sentence structuring is very, very essential. Your statements are expected to be divided into 3 parts: subject, verb, and object. Now, what is the subject? Subject is about whom are you talking in the statement. 90% of your sentences start from I, we, you, they, he, she, and it. Correct? After the subject comes the verb. Verb is nothing but action. Any activity you do is called a verb. There cannot be a statement in grammar without a verb. And last but not the least is an object. Object is something that gives complete meaning to your statement. So, present perfect. We are going to learn present perfect tense. We are going to learn how to frame positive, negative, and questions in present perfect. Before we start making sentences, we need to know what is present perfect. Present perfect means activity that is just now completed within 20-30 minutes. I repeat, any action that is completed within 20-30 minutes, that is just now completed. For that, you can make use of present perfect statement. Now, let me tell you the sentence structuring or the rule. The first rule in present perfect tense is when you talk about I, we, you, they, you're going to use have. And when you talk about a third person, about a boy, he, a girl, she, or a thing, it, you're going to use has. Because the sentence structuring is going to be first subject, then have plus V3. Always in perfect tense, that is present perfect, the verb is going to be of the third form. This is the rule of grammar. And have you will use when your subjects are I, we, you, they. For example, I have written an email. मैं एक email लिख चुकी हूँ. I have not written an email. मैं email नहीं लिख चुकी हूँ. My friends and I. Now see, we मतलब मेरे दोस्त और मैं. I'm including myself. We, हम. We have reached on time or we have not reached on time. हम time पे पहुंच चुके हैं, हम time पे पहुंच नहीं चुके हैं. You have understood the concept, you have not understood the concept. So understood is V3. Understand, understood, understood. V2, V3 same hai. Understood, understood. So over here we are making use of V3. With I, we, you, they, you will use have. And when you talk about a third person, a boy, he, a girl, she, or a thing, it, you will use has. For example, Raj has shown his skills. Raj अपनी skills बता चुका है. Simran has given a speech. Simran अपनी speech दे चुकी है. The mobile has shown the right time. Mobile सही time बता चुका है. So any activity that is just now completed, for that you're going to make use of present perfect tense. Have or has plus V3. Now I'll tell you common mistakes that people make. They say, I written an email. Written. V3 cannot be used like that only. It has to be supported with have, has, or had. Since we are doing present perfect, we will use have or has depending on a subject. With I, we, you, they, you will use have, and with he, she, it, you will use has. So I have written. This is the correct flow of a statement. Now, let's have a look at questions. In questions, the question structuring will be have or has, depending on the subject. I, we, you, they hai to have, he, she, it hai to has. Then the subject, then V3, then object. Have I written a letter? क्या मैं खत लिख चुकी हूँ? Have you reached on time? क्या तुम टाइम पे पहुंच चुके हो? Has he visited the restaurant? क्या वो रेस्टोरेंट विजिट कर चुका है? So this is question structuring. Have or has. Now, whenever we talk about questions, sometimes questions have WH, sometimes they do not have WH. Now, what is WH? There are 9 WH questions. What, who, where, how, why, when, which, whose, and whom. These are the 9 WH questions. It is not necessary that every question will have a WH question. ऐसा compulsory नहीं है. But whenever it is there, it will come first. जैसे have I written a letter? क्या मैं खत लिख चुकी हूँ? When have I written a letter? मैं खत कब लिख चुकी हूँ? Have you reached on time? क्या तुम टाइम पे पहुंच चुके हो? Where have you reached on time? कहाँ तुम टाइम पे पहुंच चुके हो? Has he visited the restaurant? Why has he visited the restaurant? See, the meaning changes. When you add WH, the meaning is different. When you remove WH, the meaning is different. But the flow will be the same in present perfect tense. The only rule that you need to remember is with I, we, you, they, you will use have. With he, she, it, you will use has. And the verb will always and always be of the third form. V3. So now let's compare. I'm going to compare simple present, present continuous, and present perfect. Because present perfect is divided into 4 parts, correct? So let's compare first 3. Simple present, present continuous, present perfect. Now, what is simple present? Simple present is activity that happens generally. We do those activities generally. I wake up, I brush my teeth, I go to office, I work in office, I have dinner, I travel back home. These are all general activities, routine activities. For that, we make use of simple present tense. For example, I read a book, kids play, milk tastes sweet, the shop opens, garden closes, general activities. This is simple present. Now, present continuous is activity that is happening now. Abhi ho raha hai. For example, I am talking, you are listening, we are learning, correct? I am reading a book, kids are playing, milk is tasting, the shop is opening, garden is closing. Abhi abhi jo ho raha hai. And present perfect is just now completed. Over here, you are going to make use of have or has plus V3. I have read a book. मैं किताब पढ़ चुकी हूँ. Kids have played. वो खेल चुके हैं. Milk has tasted. The shop has opened. The garden has closed. So this is the difference between simple present, present continuous, and present perfect. Most of the times in our conversations, we make use of simple present tense. Present continuous is used when it is happening right at that time. And present perfect means an action that is just now completed. For example, abhi abhi agar aapne dinner kiya hai, so you will say, I have eaten my dinner. Have eaten, because just now completed action. For that, we make use of present perfect tense. And this is how you are going to become comfortable and confident in how to make use of these statements. And we have also seen the comparison between simple present, present continuous, and present perfect.